Hey everyone, welcome back to the shop. And the big question that everyone is asking is, where the hell is the limo? Uh, this is funny, but I am having a very difficult time moving the limo. It runs and drives, but the grass, it's right outside that door right there and a little bit back that way. And it's under a tent, but the grass is so wet that the car just spins. Hey, Brian. So, and right now the car is not posy, so it only spins one tire. And I spent about an hour trying to get traction in there. I don't have anything to really, I don't have like carpet, or I don't have any of the, off road uh, grip ramps or anything like that. I did try my race ramps. That didn't work. It just skidded on the race ramps and I didn't want to damage them. So I'm waiting for the grass to dry so that I can move the damn limo. It's pretty heavy. It's almost 5,000 pounds without water in it. So it's pushing down on that grass really hard. And when I parked the truck over in the spare lot too. And when I came to a stop, the truck just skidded. So I knew the grass was wet. I was hoping that it would dry out a little bit while I ate dinner. It did not. So I've been trying to get the limo in here, and it's not. That's how much rain we've had in the last couple of days. The grass is still wet. Like, it didn't rain at all today. It was very nice. The very odd part about the weather here was um, this evening with the sunset, it was really hazy, and I was like, "That's weird because there's only a couple of clouds over there." It's actually not haze. It's not clouds. It's Saharan dust. It's dust that's come over from the Sahara Desert, and it's covering the lower part of Florida right now, and we get a lot of dust. And it's weird. I can actually feel it. When I put the Miata outside, you guys can kind of see the Miata's right there. So when I put the Miata outside, before I put the cover on it, it was maybe 10 minutes. And then I looked at the Miata and it's got this really fine little, dusting on it. And I'm like, holy crap, that's actually a real thing. And I can feel it when I breathe. You can breathe it in. You can see it in the sky. So it's a real thing. It's a real thing. Oh yeah, Brian, the limo's coming. I just need some traction. It's not posy right now. It will eventually be posy. It'll be a 12 bolt, but it's a 10 bolt peg leg right now. So I only have the one wheel spinning, and it's not enough to get traction, even on a flat surface. Why can't I tow it out with the truck? Because it's under a tent, and there's no way. I would need two people. I would need someone to steer the limo as I'm pulling it out with the truck. So also, it doesn't have a lot of good tow points. So, um, you know, that's the other difficult part. It's way better when it moves on its own. Yeah, yeah. The Saharan dust is actually very bizarre. Um, and when I was in Ohio, I didn't really see that much of it. A lot of it got caught in the trees and the land before it got to Ohio, so didn't pay much attention to it. Down here, it doesn't take much. And being right on the water, I mean, like, the water's right there. It's on the other side of my neighbor's house. So when you're that close, it comes right in. And you can see it like on your mailbox. You can see it on anything that remains flat, and remains still for a little while. You can just run your finger across, and it's very fine. It's like it's almost like a powder, like talcum powder, but it's there, and it wasn't there 5 minutes ago. And it's not pollen; it's brown. It's not yellow. So it's a very real thing, and it's very odd. So when I found that out, I'm like, all right, well, let's wait for this dust to clear. We'll not put it in our lungs. We'll get the Miata covered. The limo is covered right now. The truck is not. The truck's pretty durable. It's been great. So I'll get that cleaned up. If I only have one vehicle to clean up from the dust, that'll be fine. So I promise to get the limo in here as quick as I can. I just need the grass to dry out. I think Naples got 9 inches of rain in 3 days, and we got over 7 inches of rain in 2 days here. So we've had a ton of rain. My pool, I had to empty my pool. I had to drop it 2 inches. So that's how much rain we had over the last couple of days. And while it's great for the lawn, it's great for, the water table and everything else. It's very hard on humans because we have to adapt to it and all that stuff. One of the hard things is your grass is now very slippery, even when it's totally flat. I mean, the yard there is up about 4 inches from where I'm at now, but even though it's flat, I can't move the car. I tried rocking it back and forth. The shifter in it is not ideal, so going back and forth takes a lot of practice. It's a stupid B&M floor shifter, and trying to rock the car back and forth to get it to move doesn't work. And I'm just going to tear up the lawn. Now, here's the fun part. And if I was smart, I would set up a couple of cameras, and I would do this tomorrow. I would get it out of the tent, and I would just do donuts in the spare lot with the limo. The car has 485 horsepower. It has no problem losing traction. So if I was smart, I would record a bunch of donuts, but I don't want to tear up my lawn in my nice lot next door. So, but the temptation is so great. It really is. So I apologize for not having the limo in here. What I am going to do instead is, and what I've been working on today and I'll work on tonight, is getting the parts list together for all the stuff that I need to finish the plumbing. And I have a lot of it together already. There are some very odd parts that I might need to 3D print adapters just because I don't think they exist. So the cool part is I found a really cool guy in the neighborhood who has a 3D printer, and so he's going to help me out with some other parts for a different project, and maybe he can print up some other adapter parts. So it'll take a few days, but it's going to be worth it. So I apologize to you guys for not having the limo in here because I know you were all crazy excited about it, but I promise to have it in here. Also, I lost one of the outlets outside. The outlet for the air compressor stopped working, so I have to replace that outlet tomorrow. Another good motivator to get everything done because I'm going to need compressed air. Definitely going to need compressed air. And the other thing is the trash can and the recycle can. Those are probably going to have to go just because, at least outside. I'm one of the few houses in the neighborhood that keeps the trash cans in the garage. Most people have just stuff piled up in their third car. I actually have cars in here, so I might actually have to put those guys outside by the side of the house just to have enough room in here. I do have kind of 1.5 spots. So the motorcycles are sort of right in front of you right there. And so, yeah, I'm probably going to have to move these guys just to have that room from where the car is going to stop next to the toolbox. And then the door, these guys are basically going to be in the way. So we'll have to get those guys moved. Not a big deal. And then the limo will be going in and out of here because I don't think it fits. If it did, it would be an insanely tight fit. So the limo is going to have to roll in and out of here. I do have kind of a steep driveway, so I might use the race ramps to help it and just roll it out and keep everything level. And that's about it. This, of course, is brought to you by Rockstar, which actually isn't bringing anything to you guys. It's getting harder and harder to find the original. So tomorrow we'll do an early live. I'll have the limo in here, and we'll get cracking on the plumbing and making sure that everything is going to, water will go in, water will go out, water will stay hot. And down here, you don't really need hot. You need 85, 90 degrees would probably be good. 95 degrees is going to be good. So we don't need a big time heater. We just need to keep it a little warmer than little warmer than cold. That's it. So we have great plans for that. I just need to get the car in here and get a bunch of the plumbing done. So that's the plan. I'll get it done as quick as possible. And I apologize to you guys. I wanted to do it and I tried, and all I moved the car about that far. So there was an attempt made, and the other problem was it was kind of later at night. I don't want to piss off the neighbors, so it's very loud. It's a very loud car. I don't want it to be loud, but it is. And so I'll get it here ASAP. And I apologize to you guys who were looking for it tonight. Um, so we'll get in here earlier tomorrow night too, so that we can have more time at the limo. A lot of you guys are new, and I want to make sure that I explain things as best I can. We're also looking at a new dash for it, the Holley 6.86 dash, and uh, fuel fuel tank level indicator, and a bunch of other stuff for that dash, so that we can have kind of an eye on what the hell the car's doing as we're driving it. Air system works great. Thanks to my buddy Brad, came over and went through that air system, and now it works perfect. And so we really don't have a lot left on the car. It is the plumbing, and there was something else on there I don't remember. The drivetrain in the limo. So this is fun. This is where it gets really good. Originally came the 305 and a 350. Someone had transplanted that in there from the big block. They had re-drilled the chassis mount holes in the frame, and I didn't know this. So when I bought a big block, I bought a 454, and it didn't fit. And I was like, what the hell is going on? And then I got the 383. I have a 383 stroker from Summit, from Blueprint engines that I got at Summit. And the Blueprint engine wouldn't fit in. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? And I finally got a bore scope, and I looked in the frame. Someone had welded the old big block holes and put in small block holes, but they were crooked. They weren't level. And that's why the small block fit in there weird, and that's why the big block did not fit. So again, this thing fights me every nut and bolt. The stuff, the customization, the mechanical stuff that they did is terrifying, and trying to undo all of that and make it correct is really hard. So what we have in there now is a 383 stroker from Blueprint Engines, brand new crate engine. It has maybe 50 miles on it. It's that brand new. And we have a TH400 transmission, because we need the torque. We need a lot of torque. We're going to be moving close to 10,000 pounds, probably 8,000 pounds. So we need the torque. I don't need a ton of speed. I need a shit ton of torque. And we have a GM 10 bolt rear end and a custom drive shaft. When I put the small block with the TH400, I had to shorten the drive shaft. They made it too short. I had to lengthen the drive shaft. And the drive shaft is huge. The drive shaft is probably 9 feet long. It's in two pieces. It has a big carrier bearing in the middle. It's a huge drive shaft. It's very heavy. It's a big boy drive shaft. So that all works. And I would love to do a 12 bolt rear end. Rear end swaps in these are very, very easy. So I might look around at that. I want to get this thing running and driving first. I want to get the hot tub working. I'll worry about 2-tire burnouts later on. It does have a line lock in it, so it can do a peg leg burnout. And it's very funny to see a gigantic car like that doing a burnout. So yeah, the 383 stroker, and we have the Holley Sniper EFI system on there, which is really cool. Car basically starts every time. The only downside is you need a high pressure fuel pump for that, and the one I got is loud as hell, but there's no cover on it. So I might add a little sound dampening cover, because the fuel pump is extremely loud. Like, you can hear it from 5 feet away. It's moving some fuel. So, and like I said, there's no gauges in the car. So the only information I have is from the Sniper display. So we're going to have to get a bigger display that has more stuff like RPMs and oil pressure and all of that. fuel level, really important stuff. So we'll get a bigger dash, something we can stash away, attaches with magnets, whatever, but something that has more information for when we're driving it. And we're also going to be doing new lights on it. I have some of the lights here. So where'd he go? He was just right here. Oh, it's right next to it. So we're going to do something kind of like this. We're going to do LED light bars on the front of the car. These are kind of what I'm looking for, but I need them in white. So, yeah. Hey, Liz. Brian, the car was actually built for a rap music video. I've never seen the video. I have no idea the rapper. That was just what the sales guy told me. Used car salesman, he could have told me that it was for a moon landing, right? They can make up whatever they want. So I looked around for the music video. I couldn't find anything. I don't know if it was ever released or whatever, but that's what I was told it was for. It originally came with these huge 23s on it. The tires were 22 years old. Can't believe I drove it back to my shop on 22-year-old tires. And those are gone. It's now on air. It goes about 1.5 inches off the ground, and it has 100 spoke Daytons on it with 275s all the way around. So it's actually it's a pretty cool ride, and it rides great. On a closed course in Mexico, I had it at 85 and with no water in it, and it ran great. It steered smooth, about 60 psi in the bags, so it wasn't super raised up. It wasn't ground low, but just a little bit lowered, and thing ran and drove great. It was a very smooth ride. I will bet you the car will easily do over 100 miles an hour. Yep, it's a very stable ride, and once you get up, kind of up to speed, it's a lot of mass, so it takes a lot to move it. It's not very marshmallowy. It's very smooth, very smooth. And the other cool part about the air ride is when it drops down, you can actually get your butt up. I'll show you on the limo. You don't have to be super tall to get your butt up over the edge to get into the limo. When I was on the 23s, it was really high up. You kind of had to jump up to get on there. So this makes it a little more accessible for shorter people of shorter stature. We'll just say that. So you want to see it parked at Road Atlanta? I really want to bring it there, and I want to message Kim and have Kim do like a parade laps in it, but because it is incredibly low class and Kim is super super cool, I don't know how into that she would be, but if you could have Kim and Sarah Montgomery, who's a fantastic race car driver, and she's one of the awesome judges at Lemons. If you had Kim and Sarah in there doing, uh, a parade lap at Road Atlanta or just cruising around the paddock, I would be absolutely in tears the entire time. It would be so funny, especially in December, because no one's going to be in a swimsuit at Road Atlanta in December. No one. Well, actually, Brian, there's a couple of crazy assholes that would probably do that. They would show up as like, the Brazilian, beach soccer team or something, and they'd all run around in, banana hammocks all weekend. So there's crazy people at Lemons. Don't ever count them out. If you think something's too outlandish or too far, they're going to do it. Promise they're going to do it. So yeah, we will be renting it out. I don't know why I say we. It's I'll be renting it out. It'll go up on Turo, and I'll probably drive it for whoever rents it out, because it is a big vehicle. It's not a normal, you're not renting a Chevy Tahoe or even like an Aventador or anything. It's a big vehicle. It has a lot of different aspects to it with the hot tub and the pumps and everything else. So I'll probably go with it just to make sure. Maybe, maybe have a training hour or something for someone who wants to rent it. But yeah, we'll rent it out for whatever, weddings or bar mitzvahs or graduations or whatever folks want to do. We'll put it up on. I guess Turo is probably the best place to do that. We'll figure out some other places we can do it, but that's how it's going to hopefully pay for itself. It'll only take 20 years, but it'll pay for itself, and we can have some fun with it. It'll be going to Sarasota Cars and Coffee. We'll take it up to Freedom Factory and to Braden Motorsports Park. Um, we will take it down to Naples, and we'll go to Mercado. Uh, that will be a ton of fun. That car at Mercado could not be more out of place. That's like taking it to Monte Carlo. So just put that in your head. When you see the car, you're going to be like, this is so insane. Why would you do that? Because you can. And because these are car people and they appreciate a Ferrari 812 Superfast with a 1980 Cadillac limo, chop top with a 383 stroker and a hot tub in the back. These people can appreciate both. They can laugh at one and they can drool at the other. So that's why we do this stuff. And that's why I love doing this stuff. I love doing, building race cars. I love building crazy ass cars. And I love the people that come with it. So that's why I keep doing this stuff. Like I said, I don't get paid a dime for this. YouTube doesn't pay me. I don't get paid a dime. So do this for fun. Do this because people like it and they're having fun with us. And that's the biggest part. When, someone comes up to you and just says, oh man, this is so cool. Paid. That's what pays me. When someone's like, oh, this is so awesome. That's all the payment right there. Or they say, I'm going to go finish my build. That's a payment right there. And they're like, yeah, I've got my 240 drift car. I just need to get the rear suspension on it. And they go and they do it. That's my payment. When they've got a, square body, they got a C10 and they're like, oh man, I need to replace the interior and the dash and the seat. And they go and do it after seeing what I've done. That's my payment. That's how I get paid. That's my fulfillment with this whole thing. So I love doing it for you guys. Sure, it'd be nice to get, huge checks, but I'm doing this for fun. I'm doing this because people love doing it. They love seeing the cool cars, the race cars. They love racing with us. Brian, we love racing with Brian. And all the other crazy people at Lemons. We love racing with NASA and SCCA and everyone else. We love, driving around in the cool, crazy cars and meeting all the people. So that's where our payment comes from. That's where I get the fulfillment. That's all I really need. Yeah. If someone wants to pay my my Rockstar bill, okay, I'm okay with that. But I really can't put a price on it when a kid comes up to you, 10-year-old, and it's like, dude, that thing's so cool. You can't put a price on that. There's no way. There's no way. And then he goes on to be the next Kindig or the next Chip Foose. Come on. Can't put money on that. Because he saw your car one day at their Cars and Coffee, and he's like, I want to do that. I want to do something crazy like that, or I want to build a race car like that. And then he's working for, RLL or, whoever. And, goes and gets a gig sweeping floors at Multimatic. All of a sudden, he's one of the lead engineers. That's what you want. You want that funnel from, where the kid gets super excited about cars, goes through school, goes through college, and gets into it. That's the big payoff. That's the huge payoff. I love that. I love seeing that. So, yeah, I promise you guys, limo coming here tomorrow. We'll get all the stuff. There's a whole bunch of gear stored in it that came down when the car shipped down. So we'll get all of that unloaded, and then I'll go through some of the basics with the plumbing and how all of that's going to work. So I appreciate you guys' patience. I'm sorry that it got stuck. I didn't realize that it would be that slippery. I figured it'd be a 10-minute thing. Just back it out of the tent, bring it around, and park it in here. Oh, no. No, it was a huge endeavor. So we'll try it again tomorrow when it's drier. I'll wait till the afternoon to move it in here. So thank you guys for your patience. I really appreciate it. And we will catch you tomorrow Basically the same thing, except there'll be a huge white Cadillac limousine right there. So thanks everyone for hanging out tonight. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe and like and share. Definitely tell your friends about the channel because we're going to be doing a ton of fun stuff. There's also tools for the Miata. So we're going to be raising the back end of the Miata up 1/2 inch on each side and the rear. So we have not only limo stuff, but Miata stuff as well. And we're just going to keep going. So yeah, definitely tell your friends about it. And hopefully they enjoy this stuff as much as I do. Don't forget to show someone that you love them today. Give them a kiss on the cheek. Give them a kiss on the tip of their nose. Hold their hand. Give it a squeeze. It's really important for them, but it is far more important for you. All right. Thanks, everyone. We will catch you tomorrow night with a gigantic white Cadillac right here. All right. Thanks, everyone. Huge white car incoming.